Okay. And 1111. One, 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 one. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Hello gamers, hi YouTube, hi Twitch. Welcome. Whoa. Whoa. What's up gamers? Okay, this is the link to the MIYAZAKI'S interview.
Why don't you have this beautiful deep voice when you talk to me? When you talk to me, you're rather wee 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 wee.
Uh-huh.
Not the sexy whoa.
Whoa. Bullying in literally the first minute of the live stream. Can you imagine, guys? Still only gets deep voice when I join chat. Hell yeah, Crowned. True and real. You know, it's just a matter of conquered territory. I don't have to, like, you know, to give my best anymore on this field. On the chat, though, there is still many gamers that I might charm with my voice. So, of course, like, I don't know. It's actually true, I have deeper voice when I speak in English.
You think you don't have to try hard?
I'm kidding! I switched to Twitch since Claudine wanted to let me have a mod yesterday because I was on YouTube. Lamao, Yojon. More Egress 2 news. Right, Vivar, isn't it? Like, I actually thought the same. I forgot to make this joke the first time, like, with the Duskbloods was announced. Like, this shit is literally fucking Egress, but just done right. That's so funny. Like, if you guys don't know what is Egress, I'm gonna talk over it a little bit later, but... yeah. Alright, I need to force the dark mode somehow. Do they have like a dark mode here? Because this is way too bright. Force dark mode. Alright. Here we go. Alright, gamers, let's get over with it. 3, 2, 1. Well, howdy YouTube gamers, welcome. Today we are going to be reading through the MIYAZAKI'S interview. He is going to talk about the Duskbloods. And yeah, I didn't read that one yet. There is like 3 parts, and we are going to read all of them. We are going to see through the screenshots and stuff. We're gonna try to analyze a little bit what is the game about and stuff. Going to hear from the man himself, and let's start. Yeah, so starting now, like. All right. Starting now, Creator's voice blog, Hidetaka Miyazaki on the Duskbloods, part 1. Get inside scope of the Duskbloods in the interview with the director Hidetaka Miyazaki of Fromsoft. They mean MIYAZAKI, of course. So, part 1, Blood by Dusk. Can you please give us a quick self-introduction? Hi, my name is MIYAZAKI-san. I work at Fromsoft, and I am the director of the Duskbloods, yes. From Software, a game developer, blah blah blah. First off, please tell us what led to this title being developed for Nintendo Switch 2. Ah yeah, that's a very good question. Also, I just want to point out this is very pretty picture of MIYAZAKI himself, isn't it? And also, like we got earlier, like this picture over there. Look at that. It's it's definitely a vibe, one could say. Anything interesting on this picture? Sadly, like when it's kind of like the resolution is not that great, though. That's a memorable pic of MIYAZAKI. Frankly, I'm probably gonna use it as a thumbnail somehow. Alright, so first off, please tell us what led to this title being developed for Nintendo Switch 2. So, a while back, we had the opportunity to meet with Nintendo to discuss ideas, and during this discussion, we presented a rough outline for the Duskbloods. It was still very bare bones at the time, more a loose string of ideas than the proper presentation. The concept itself was different from anything we had done before, and Nintendo seemed very interested in helping make it a reality. So that's when the project kicked off. Well, I mean, like, make long story short, Michael already said in the past that he is interested in multiplayer-based games, and he name-dropped Escape from Tarkov earlier, and like before even Elden Ring release. And it's very high chance that like this game is heavily inspired by Escape from Tarkov, but I guess we are going to see what Michael has to say further. At first, it was being worked on by a small team as a title for Nintendo Switch. However, look at that! So, initially, they didn't even have it in plans to release it on Switch 2. It's supposed to be the game on Switch. Dude, holy, that would actually work so badly. Like, I'm actually glad it didn't then. But it also means like the deal with Nintendo was struck like ages ago, most likely. Maybe even before the Elden Ring itself. However, just as the game started to take shape, we were approached by Nintendo with talk of Switch 2, which led us to revamp our development path with this new hardware in mind. That's very interesting. Yeah, so this is not like a matter of, G had that very interesting idea of maybe this is some sort of actually like business approach of From Software, where they wanted to simply like assure that they are going to get the their like cost of production back and gonna turn it into profit without taking the risk that people might not like the game. So therefore, like, this struck the deal with Nintendo for an exclusive, just in exchange for a lot of money. But it turns out that like this deal was in talk ages ago already. It's very interesting. Anyway, the new hardware's focus on online features allowed us to stay as true to the original vision as possible, which was very good news for us. That's actually new hardware's focus on online features. What they mean by that, I wonder. Like, I don't know much about Switch 2. Frankly, I barely know anything about that console. All I know is I'm buying it because of the Duskbloods, and many other people does exactly the same. And that's about it, yeah? Like, I kind of wonder what they meant by that. Like, maybe that console, like, despite being relatively weak on the hardware side, going to have a lot to offer from like a software perspective, like some sort of the AI technologies, upscaling technologies, frame generator technologies, like more of the focus on online than on other games. It's actually like that common meme. The online infrastructure of Nintendo is extremely outdated and just plain bad. So maybe it's not going to be the case with Switch 2, which is a very good news for all of us if that's the case, yeah? For all the people that literally buy this console only for this game in particular. Anyway, going further with what we have here, it sounds... Now, the Nintendo.com is asking, it sounds like the game differs from most of your previous titles. Can you give us a little more detail as to what type of game is it? And Michael says, in terms of structure, we consider it a PvPvE title, just in case. I kind of realized that like people... take that E as everything, and this is pretty funny because like P is player, yeah, V is versus, P is another player, V is versus, E is not everything, it's environment. Like it was always like this. That's what it means. Like, but yeah, I have seen people on Twitter, for example, not knowing that and saying that E is everything. No, it's environment, and mostly it means mobs and stuff, yeah. At its core, it is an online multiplayer focused game with both player versus player and player versus enemy gameplay. So, what is that? Like an acronym referring to the style of fighting where in additional players fight each other, players fight enemy CPUs that appear in the game. Okay. Did you always have some desire to make PvPvE type game? And Michael says, yes, I have always found the PvPvE structure very interesting. Yeah, we actually could have heard that from him a long time ago. It allows for a broad range of game design ideas while also letting us leverage our experience of designing challenging enemy encounters. As a side note, please allow me to address one thing. As previously mentioned, this is an online multiplayer title at its core, but this doesn't mean that we as a company have decided to shift to a more multiplayer focused direction with titles going forward. Oh, well, look at that. The parachute has been deployed already. The Nintendo 2 Switch version of Elden Ring was also announced, and we still intend to actively develop single-player focused games such as this that embrace our more traditional style. Okay. Good for all of you, I guess, yeah, especially like these people that hate on the fact like this game is multiplayer oriented. I mean, like maybe not on this channel, but a lot of people in social media just getting ultra upset because they want to be hero of their own story, and they hate how like other red bad man is ruining their experience, even though this is exactly what happens in all these games anyway if they are playing in co-op. Okay, please tell us about the game's characters and setting. The game's protagonists... Actually, wait, before we're gonna go further, let's actually take the look on this picture over here. Like, I have to stop, focus more on stopping on these pictures. So, what we have here, it seems like we have just straight up 4 players against each other here, yeah? Like, those are all characters. I mean, I assume so. We're gonna see in this interview what this game exactly is. But I do believe it is a hero game. And I think those are heroes that you can actually play. And, well, we have the guy that farts through the sky. We have the lady that has some sort of the gravity magic. We have the guy with the gun. And that one, he has like a kind of patas type of bullshittery at his hand. And yeah, like we have seen all of these characters in the teasers. Now they are kind of in like a fighting stance. I'm trying to find anything in particular here, but really cannot tell much. Well, it's a nice picture, I guess. Anyway, let's get back to what we have here. Please tell us about the game's characters and settings. The game's protagonists or characters controlled by the player are known as Bloodsworn. The Bloodsworn are a group whose members have achieved superhuman abilities through the power of special blood. As a general concept, they are similar to vampires, but they are not portrayed as the horrifying monsters you might associate with traditional vampirism. We tried to extract the sort of romantic aspects we found interesting from concepts such as vampires and blood and reinterpreted them as the Bloodsworn. Oh yeah, alright, so they got their own vampires pretty much, GG. We got like another pretty picture. Let's actually look that one up. And we actually have seen this shot in the trailer. Of course, since it is from software game, you need a freaking katana. That being said, now when I think about it, Bloodborne didn't really have katana, no? Like Bloodborne, a lot of people interpret that Chikage, I think, as a katana, but if you are going to look at it, it's not really katana at all. Bloodborne has 3 katanas. What do you mean by that? Oh my god. Let's let me turn off the Force Dark mode. Let me see. So here is Chikage, yeah? And honestly, it doesn't really like... you cannot really tell that well from the picture over here. I don't think there is like any sort of the presentation of the moveset. Let me see, maybe below? No, not really. Well, I would say this is like combo of the scimitar and katana rather than katana, no? Like it has hilt of kind of like a scimitar more than anything else, don't you think? Legit has katana stances, I see. I mean, yeah, I guess. Okay, you know what? I give you that. It's... Well, I guess it is katana in, like, from software sense, yeah? Chikage is a hybrid of Japanese and European curved sword designs, leaving it somewhere between katana and saber. I see. Well, it looks like one. Yeah, that's for sure. But this what we see here, yeah? This thing is giga traditional katana, no? Like, that one... you for sure, you look at it and you say katana, yeah? So we got the katana boyo in latex clothes. Very interesting, very interesting. I'm pretty sure this character going to have his fans in particular parts of the internet. And we stopped here. Okay, sorry for wiggling around. In the Duskbloods, the Bloodsworn are competing for something known as First Blood. As human society reaches an end, First Blood flows in an event known as the Twilight of Humanity. The Bloodsworn are summoned to the Twilight of Humanity across a variety of different times and places in a bid to obtain First Blood. So time is convoluted, and that gives them an opportunity to mix the styles. That's why when I initially watched the first trailer of the Duskbloods, not only I but many other people had like that feeling as if things wouldn't fit with each other. Like the coherent vision wasn't exactly there. Like there is like that gothic type of style, like steampunk type of style of the areas, but like the characters design sometimes doesn't seem to fit exactly that well. And now this is why, yeah, because well, the characters, the heroes being summoned from the variety of different times and places. So yeah, like that gives them a lot of opportunity to play around with the character design for sure. It opens a lot of flexibility when it comes to designing these characters in order to make interesting gameplay loops.
Co za gówno!
Kochanie, kurwa mać. Claw is playing Kazan the First Blood, just in case, if anyone wonders. So expect Engi sounds from time to time. Due to this, there is no fixed era or a location in which the Duskbloods takes place. There are more traditional Gothic or Victorian style maps, as well as those depicting the closing years of the early modern period, like the one glimpsed in the trailer with the train running through it. Okay, yeah. Well, interesting, one could say, like, that's for sure. Let's see. This picture is just some sort of the train station, yeah? Like, these maps are definitely very pretty. Kind of, like, seems like we have a lot of details here, though. And that makes me a little bit worried about potential performance, but, well, who knows, maybe. maybe some AI gaming is going to take part in optimization of these, and because of that, we will have a stable 60 FPS. God damn it. Yo, Adrian, thank you a lot. Game is upscaled to 1080p to reach 60 FPS. Honestly, I don't care. Like, if whatever if as long as this game gonna run on more than freaking, like, I mean, like, I just want it to run on 60. Like, having an online experience that doesn't run on 60 FPS is god fucking awful. If they have like technology that will allow them to actually do so, and we are not going to end up with terrible input lag as well result of that, then I am good. Like, I really hope like this game is not going to run on 30 FPS. It will be just god awful experience in my eyes. Anyway, can you let us know the meaning behind the title The Duskbloods? The Duskbloods directly refers to the Bloodsworn themselves. As mentioned earlier, the Bloodsworn are summoned to the twilight of humanity in the battle for the First Blood. Duskbloods is collective term for those characters controlled by the player. Ah ha ha! Hero game after all! Let's go! Like, you know, it was kind of obvious already, like reading it through this interview. But this is very well defined here. Like, that's like a cherry of the top, yeah? Oh, sorry.
Nie mogę, kochanie.
I'll be right back, guys, for a sec. Need to pick up food. Alright, we are not going to go further. Holy shit, this is even more memeable picture of his. Okay, wait, this is almost like at the end of the first part, so we are going to read through rest of it, and after that I'm gonna take a break to eat and gonna talk with you. Alright, give me a second. Part 2, he talks about the PvP. Good, that's great. Adrian, I'm not sure if I said, but thank you a lot for the raid. Just give me 1 second, like, I'm gonna pick up the food. And then we're gonna read the last part of the... on the first part of the interview, like 1 out of 3.
No kurwa! No nie, bez kurwa jajec! No tak, jeszcze, napierdalaj, 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 kurwa! Chuj!
Okay, guys, I'm back. I have food, but let's read that last part of the first part of the interview, and then we're gonna talk a little bit. Yeah, meanwhile, I'm gonna eat my food. She's strangely she is. All right. Okay, so we got another beautiful picture of MIYAZAKI'S son, and that one is very memeable too. I have hard time deciding if like this one or this one is more memeable. I think like the guy just have memeable face, beautiful individual. Anyway, so the last part of the first part of the interview says that it sounds like blood plays a pretty big role in the game. And MIYAZAKI says, yes, in the context of this game, blood is used more conceptually as opposed to literal meanings like physical depictions of injury. Blood symbolizes one of the game's key themes, the history it holds, the power it passes on, the fates it weaves. That's how you read that one? I assume so. And the marker of those who have surpassed the limitations of their own humanity. Bros says that bitches didn't want us to make Bloodborne 2, so we did it ourselves. GG. Okay, and that's it. Okay, guys. So far from that, what we have seen, what you think? What are your thoughts so far? Dark of Souls is real? Don't go ahead, Fer, because I know you read it. Let's focus on the first part of the interview. Sounds fun, but not for $100 fun. Well, it depends what you want to do further, yeah? What's your further plans?
Tak, no kurwa, co to za frame trap?
Lule. It shouldn't have folded for the Nintendo exclusive deal. You think they folded? I don't know if that's like if that's how we're supposed to call it. Like it's common practice. You know, you have an idea for the game, and you just talk with publishers, and you strike the good deal with someone. That's it. Like, I missed the part 1. Is it really the hero extraction PvEvE game? It's hero game. It is PvPvE. We don't know about extraction yet. That being said, right now, I take a short break to eat and to talk with you. What you initially think. And then we're gonna read the rest of the interview. We still have part 2 and part 3 to go through.
No nie, no kurwa mać! Co to za frytki?
Dla ciebie? A co?
Bardzo mi...
No, możesz zjeść, kochanie. What are you eating? The, how is it called? Tortilla from McDonald's. I was very hungry.
Yeah, so you eat McDonald's. Will make you hungry in half hour.
Like, McDonald's has the shortest wait time, yeah? And, yeah. That's about it. So I got myself tortilla from there. Burrito, yeah. We have like tortillas in Polish McDonald's. And probably the same shit like across the world, but yeah. With chicken.
Kurwa mać! No kurwa!
Okay. How From Software always hits with visuals, it's crazy to you, yeah? Let me just shoot through. Frankly, it's probably a matter of you being used to their style. Because there are people that actually dislike visuals of these games. Mostly the same people that look at Unreal Engine 5 and they are saying, oh, look, that's gorgeous. You have this type of people, yeah? Reminder, you can disable downscaling. How? How can I do that?
Cień kurwo!
Zabiłaś?
Nie.
Okej.
Tu health bar. Kurwa. Kurwa.
Lule. Delete downscale. Oh. Okay. Thank you. Do you think the game will be main game? I really dislike an idea of main/side game. I think the amount of production that goes into these games usually just speaks that every single of the release is the main game in their own way. Like they just like reuse a lot of assets no matter what. Like, it just, you know, they are just making a product for a publisher and that's it, yeah? Hmm. I mean, you're gonna compare the scale of base Elden Ring to Night Rain, but it's different genre. Like, Elden Ring is about the scope.
Yes, kurwa, yes!
Wygrałaś?
Aha.
Close defeated boss, guys. Yeah, she won. GG. So yeah, I mean, if you're going to only compare the scope, then what? Then, Dark Souls are side games to From Software. Like, scope of Elden Ring is so much bigger than anything else they ever did. Like, I don't think like this is really main. It's the matter of main or side game. Like, is there a scene or there a seed, however it's called, like the side game? No, it's just like VR game they did, and they fumbled that one. Like, no one really remembers about that game. Is Sekiro the side game? I wouldn't say so. Just another game they did, like this time for Activision instead of Bandai Namco. Armored Core 6, yeah. Scope of Armored Core 6 is so much smaller. Is that a side game though? Fromsoft working now with Microsoft according to the rumors. That's interesting. If they are working with Microsoft, it means the game is not going to be most likely on Steam. But it also means the game going to have a crossplay with Xbox from PC. Because, well, Microsoft considers PC as kind of their, like, you know, their platform as well, yeah? Because of Windows. So if the game gonna be available through, like, Microsoft Store, then it means the game is going to have automatically, like, crossplay support between Xbox and PC.
Yeah.
Articles 2 and 3 are big bombs? Okay. I didn't eat everything yet, but let's jump into it then. In like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. I'm not that hungry anymore already, so... When Fromsoft gonna give us an FPS? They did one already in the past. Do you guys remember how it was called? Like, it's older game. I'm not even sure if it didn't have Elden in its name. There is that one from software game where you literally shoot things. Like the game's theme is medieval, but you literally shoot with the guns. Will there be a second part of the dress-up game? Sadly, people don't watch that one much, so probably not. Maybe on the April 1st of the next year. I'm curious now. Let's see. From software. Let's see the wiki of From Software and their releases. If anyone ever wondered why the fuck FromSoft is doing exclusive now, dude, like they were doing exclusives all the fucking time. That's their thing. Some of these games are so niche that they didn't even have actual, like, they don't even have like wiki page. Somewhere on the 2000s maybe it was even. Oh, Eternal Ring. Here you go. Eternal Ring is a first-person action role-playing game developed by From Software and published in North America by whatever. What is that? Gameplay. The player controls a Kane Morgan, a young magician who is sent... Oh, maybe it's not this game. Maybe it's something else. But yeah. Like... When people say they are like FromSoft fans, they mean they are like fans of the Souls games. They don't mean they are FromSoft fans. From Software is like a studio that actually has such a rich history of gaming. It was called Shadow Tower? I don't... Shadow Tower. 1998. Originally released in Japan. Dungeon crawler, where a player engaged in combat with enemies, searching for hidden items, blah blah blah. Like most RPGs, no experience points, which player character is to grow them instead. Creatures are non-respawnable, and every type enemy killed will raise the stats, blah blah. Okay. Well. It's Kingsfield with guns, I see. They're like, this guy has such memorable face. Like, this guy is just a beautiful individual. Like, you look at him and you want to make a meme. But yeah. Alright, we are going further, guys, I guess, yeah? Ready for the part 2? Let me actually just clear up my mouth. Like, be sure I will be able to read stuff clearly and cleanly. And after that, we're gonna continue with part 2, which apparently is gigabomb in comparison to the first part. Like, first part is only an introduction, the rest is, well... Okay. Alright, so we are done with the first part of the interview. Let's go to the second part, and it is called exactly what? I'm sorry? Superhuman Abilities and Opportunistic Behavior. Alright, let's check this out. By opportunistic behavior, they probably meant third-parting. If you actually played like battle royales, you know what does that mean, and you know how annoying it is. But yeah, part 2, Superhuman Abilities and Opportunistic Behavior. What are some characteristics of the Bloodsworn? And Michael says, there are several reasons we put the player's focus on the Bloodsworn, with one of those being character actions. The Bloodsworn possess superhuman abilities thanks to special blood, so their actions are more dramatic than anything seen in our previous titles. Even basic character actions in this game, such as sprinting, super jump, basic character actions, super jump, and double jump. Dude, yeah, I honestly double jump to the shop nearby every Tuesday. Are designed to be dynamic and stress-free, and are Jesus, I shouldn't fucking eat. Now I cannot fucking speak. Are designed to be dynamic and stress-free, and are complemented by each character's own unique weapons and abilities, allowing for a wide range of creativity. So far, yada yada yada, frankly. Also, and while this isn't directly related to the Bloodsworn themselves, the setting allows for the depiction of firearms as such, and every character is equipped with some means of attacking from a distance. I feel this is one of the game's unique aspects when compared with our previous titles. I hope these new action elements are one area that players will enjoy. So frankly, in Bloodborne, you could essentially parry with a gunshot, and that turned the game into kind of fest of spamming these gunshots, because, well, if you're not going to parry them, then at least you're gonna deal some damage, and from the distance too. And the bullet travels fast. So, depending how they are going to do that, how they are going to introduce the distance type of attacks and what they are actually going to be doing, honestly, it might be actually pretty bad, at least from the PvP standpoint. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe they are going to do it right this time. Earlier, you referred to protagonists or characters as plural. Does this mean the player will be able to choose from multiple different characters? And okay, well, that was kind of obvious, but yes, there are over a dozen characters for the player to choose from, each with their own identity and appearance. I think there are a lot of unique elements to the character designs and the weapons they use, so hopefully players can find one or two favorites among them. Also, each character can be customized to a certain extent, allowing players to the fun of building a character that feels like their own. Kinda hard to believe, frankly, but okay, let's actually see the pictures, yeah? So we got two pictures here. One of them is a Toad with Booba, and the other one is what looks like a poster boy of the entire game, yeah? So the poster boy is doing the funny spring jump, methinks, across the city. And here we have gamers in kind of theatrical pose. I'm not sure if that's the correct word. Like, it's very choreographic pose, yeah, like of these two characters. I kind of wonder what it's supposed to represent. Chat is screaming at me to fucking delete the downscaling here, but why? I mean, it doesn't really matter that much at this point. Unless, like, maybe on this picture, so we can take a closer look. But I don't really think, like, these pictures, like, present much, frankly. Like, we have seen this character multiple times already. Ah, I see. You want to look at the Toad Booba in the high quality. Honestly, understandable. Like, now I get it. Now I get it, chat. Now I get it. Here you go. Here, kurwa, I keep on freaking this up. Okay, here you have the thing. Big booba, lots of teeth. Insane. Well, very ornamental boots though, when you are actually gonna look at it. Anyway. Let's get back to the interview. Can you provide more details on the general gameplay loop? Oh, here we have it. Creme de la creme. The game has so-called hub area. Okay, we got Night Rain, but on Switch, where players can choose their character, customize them, and enter online multiplayer. Dude, there is no shot Night Rain and this game were not being developed in collaboration. Like, if you're gonna play Night Rain, this game probably gonna feel very, very alike. We're probably going to end up with new hub, not new hub, new HUD, like new user interface that was introduced in the Night Rain. So yeah, like remember this argument that like a MIYAZAKI has nothing to do with Night Rain? Well, maybe not directly, but indirectly definitely he had. Like there is no shot these games were not created in the collaboration. Like, they are not producing new systems here. Like, from that, what they are saying, this is literally Night Rain. Online multiplayer supports up to 8 players. Upon concluding an online match, players then return to the hub. And Claw is fighting another enemy, it seems like. Anyway, at which point they receive some sort of reward, whether they win or lose. Using these rewards, players can further customize their characters, and so the cycle continues. This is Night Rain, guys. Literally, gameplay loop of Night Rain, but instead of 3 players, you have 8. Instead of PvE-focused gameplay, you have PvPvE. But all these systems, literally Night Rain. Customization of the characters. And then, like you know, the follow of the cycle of the gameplay loop. Yeah, this is literally it. Online matches, nah, just keep reading. Okay, we will. But like in my opinion, this is like Night Rain system 1-to-1, and I think it kind of confirms these games were being like made in the collaboration. Furthermore, now when I think about it, maybe Night Rain is kind of like an actual test background for this game to assure like all these systems just work correctly on the release of the Duskbloods. But anyway, online matches are generally last player standing. However, there are certain cases where victory conditions differ. For example, players might be tasked with teaming up to take down a powerful boss enemy or find themselves in other special circumstances. So, we got events. And yeah, this is also kind of sounds like beta, like Night Rain would be beta for this game, frankly. In Night Rain you also have events. Like we were presented with 2 types of events in case of Night Rain, and one event was the related to the Margit wannabe invader, another one to the ants invasion, yeah? And there is going to be more of these in actual release of Night Rain, from that what we know, so interesting. So victory conditions are influenced not just by PvP, but PvE results as well. And Michael says, that's right, some victory conditions center around defeating a boss enemy. I can't think of any examples with that rule set. It sounds very interesting. Alright, I'm happy to hear you say that. Regardless of whether it's PvP or PvE, the idea is to provide players with an experience that allows them to learn and hone their skills as they play. We have therefore designed the PvE boss encounters to present a tough challenge and a sense of accomplishment upon defeating them. So players can also enjoy improving their own skills over time as they battle. Yes, although there are a variety of elements in place that keep the game from becoming too stoic. For example, how players conduct themselves during the match is just as important as direct combat. The Duskbloods implement victory points, which are responsible for ultimately deciding the outcome of a match. To obtain victory points, direct combat is of course important, but it is not the only way. Some players may prefer to earn points by avoiding direct combat and instead engaging in more opportunistic behavior. How you earn points is entirely up to you. Interesting. So, like, I wonder if you can end up with a situation that, for an example, let's say I'm gonna jump onto the map with 8 different players, yeah? I am going to kill 6 of them, but the other player was avoiding combat altogether, focusing on the objectives related to the PvE, and I assume there is going to be some sort of the time limit, yeah? At least this is like portrayed like there would be. I wonder if there would be like possibility to have situation where if I'm not going to eliminate that last player, then I'm still going to lose. Furthermore, I'm curious if maybe even if we are going to kill that last player and we are going to kill every single other player in the session, I kind of wonder if we are still going to end up with situation where the player that is dead can actually win because of the cumulative amount of the victory points. Anyway, additionally, each character can summon an entity to assist in combat, giving players a high degree of freedom when it comes to how they fight and win. So, we got gamers our own spirit ashes, it seems like. Like, I assume each character can summon an entity to assist in combat is basically just a spirit ash moment. And we have seen it in trailers, frankly, yeah? So, actually, this lady, look at that. So, this lady, let me actually just remove the downscaling. This lady, I am pretty sure this is that lady from the trailer that appears out of nowhere. Let me see. It was somewhere around here. Or maybe earlier. This presentation of heroes, so post here. This is the jump, this is the nom nom. Oh, here we have it, look. This part of the trailer, the guy drops something on the ground and a lady with 2 blades appear and, well, I mean, this is very clear, this is that individual. And now here we have other main characters, so it seems like this lady is some sort of spirit ash, this lady is some sort of the mimic tier. And yeah, it's maybe, who knows, maybe it's gonna be the only one, like maybe it's not even playable character. So yeah, like it seems like to me it's rather clear that we're gonna be able to summon non-playable character. It's not gonna be like there's not going to be a co-op in that game. It seems like if you are going to cooperate with other players, it's entirely up to you or up to the event that you are going to participate in. Another important aspect in match variables, such as the event system. Wait, what? Did I miss something? Additionally, each character can summon. Yeah. Another important aspect in a match variables, such as the event system, this system has the potential to alter the course of the match, such as special enemy spawns and additional objectives with accompanying bonus rewards. In the trailer, you might have noticed a giant stone face looming in the sky. This is one of example of the events that can occur in a match. In this case, the appearance of the stone face affects the environment and changes match rewards, which can have an immediate impact on the player motivations and objectives. These events don't happen all the time, and I hope discovering them gives players some incentive to keep coming back. Okay, so procedurally generated randomization of some sort, it seems like. Kind of, yeah? It sounds like even those who tend to shy away from PvP and still enjoy themselves. Wait. It sounds like even those who tend to shy away from PvP can still enjoy themselves. And then Michael says, that was the intention. I personally am not much of a PvP person. Guys, we have it now. That's why Elden Ring is so shit PvP wise. This is it. Like this, like the so-called MIYAZAKI'S genius design is literally just his lack of care for the PvP. Because that's not something that actually stimulates his brain. That's why. That's why Dark Souls 2, the only Souls game that didn't have MIYAZAKI as a director, is actually more of a PvP focused when it comes to its mechanics. Unfortunate. Kochanie, kurwa. No to chodź. Znaczy, Michael mówi, że nie jest za bardzo PvP person w tym interview. Anyway, further. And I wanted to make something that's satisfying even for players like me. While the goal of match is to obtain first blood, there are personal objectives that provide separate rewards to the player as well. So I hope these add to the fun of each engagement. And you know what? Like the idea of like ultimate reward of the match is first blood kind of annoys me. Because in the online multiplayer games jargon, first blood is literally first kill.
Could you imagine the amount of people disconnecting?
Lule. True and real. Yoskobi, thank you a lot for the super chat. So yeah, like the first blood in the context of this game, it has completely different meaning, and well, it's a small annoyance on my part, but not a fan of this naming, frankly. Alright, part 3. Playing role... okay, before we actually gonna jump to part 3. So, what your thoughts so far, gamers? What you think? Like, it's kind of interesting that the guy that doesn't really have like a individually big of interest in the PvP, like they are not a big of PvP person. Like technically now when I think about it, yeah, you can be a great designer despite not really liking what you are designing personally. Michael isn't much of PvP enjoyer, but that doesn't mean he thinks it's not important. Very good point, Trice. What is just unfortunate from my perspective is that like he's not a big of the PvP person. And therefore, like, it's if you are going to listen to
I won't be satisfied without Taunter's tongue.
Lule. Thank you, Scooby. True and real. I really hope that you can close off the world and turn it into 7 versus 1. This is like finding out dad doesn't like you. Well, frankly, Michael, you know, Michael is known for being directly focused on what he is working on. And by saying that, like, I mean, if you're going to ask, when you're going to look up interviews of, for example, voice actors that participated in Elden Ring production, Michael was directly overseeing even the smallest dialogues, apparently. This guy is giga focused on making things the way he wants them to be. So, him not being personally interested in PvP that much, not being the PvP person much, is kind of unfortunate, because in every another product that is directed by Michael, you can rather expect just less of love being put into the PvP segment of the game. And it really makes sense from the perspective of, well, from the perspective of like how like the games directed by him looks like in comparison to these that were not directed by him, yeah? Like, for example, Armored Core games. Yeah, Armored Core 5 was such a, like, it was literally just like multiplayer game, yeah, first and foremost. It's supposed to be the competitor of Call of Duty. But Armored Core 6 is very story-oriented, and multiplayer got a huge hit. Like, only like more than a year after the release, we got the ranked mode. And ranked mode makes so much sense in case of game like Armored Core. And that ranked mode is on top of that, like, not really that well made anyway. And that's kind of unfortunate. It would be so much better for like people like me or people like you, considering that like you're watching this channel, if Michael would be actually a PvP guy. But sadly he's not, and this is the reality we have to live in. And that also explains why a lot of designs in Elden Ring related to the multiplayer are just that bad. Like, you know, it's not about just something is like, I don't know, like something, let's say, not being super polished. No, like, for example, Taunter's tongue is just straight up terrible design. And, well, if the main guy of the game doesn't really bother much about the topic, then like what is incentive for other people in the project to make it work right, yeah, to make it like well polished, yeah, and to assure that the design is done well. There is not much of the incentive there, and yeah, that's just unfortunate. Like there is no, I have never seen like a worse designed item, like multiplayer item in any of the Souls games than the Taunter's tongue. Like Taunter's tongue beats everything. Like it's literally tool for griefers. It literally supports griefing. So yeah, it's pretty insane. Alright, anyway, part 3. Playing roles and altering fates. What other ways might players enjoy the game outside of combat? One thing I love doing in any game I direct is leaving fragments of lore and world building details, allowing the player the fun of using their imagination to make connections. The Duskbloods is no exception to this. Aha, so more cryptic lore. Sekiro was directed by this guy though, and there was the lore of Sekiro is not really that cryptic now, though. Like, isn't it? Like, it's actually pretty straightforward. Like, the storytelling is pretty straightforward. The lore, the lore is kind of mythos-based, so, like, it's kind of different story, I guess. Yeah, Sekiro is based in real life mythos, so that makes sense now when I think about it. However, we have gone about it a little differently from previous titles. The fragments this time are found in the previously mentioned character customization items. Their blood, history, and fate. Customizing a character will reveal a piece of information regarding the world and its unfolding story. Okay. So it's probably gonna be literally the same in Night Train, by the way. You customize their blood, history, and fate, the journalist asks, and Michael says, yes, analyzing and altering a character's blood, history, and fate allows players to customize all sorts of things, from their abilities, appearance, and inner characteristics to the role of the role they play in the world and relationships with other characters. This is also a keyword here, their abilities, yeah? So yeah, like I expect gem system like in Night Train, pretty much 1-to-1, where like the gems gonna be affecting the loot, the actual like outcome of the abilities that you are using on particular characters, synergies with other characters, and so on and so forth. So yeah, like I am more and more convinced. I am almost certain. I was almost certain before. Now I am practically on 100% assurance that Night Train is beta for this game. Anyway, focusing these elements on the concept of blood or blood, history, and fate allows for a deeper explanation of customization and is another reason we place the Bloodsworn as the protagonists. Okay, interesting. I would say you probably did so to just balance the game somewhat, because if you would have to balance like every single item and so on, it would be like way harder. Although, like, question is that I kind of realized something though right now. Now when I think about it, there might be no in-game loot like in Night Train. Because like we are seeing these characters only using their main weapons. So maybe you are not gonna be able to pick up weapons from the ground. Although I think it was the same in case of gameplay videos from the Night Train. So I don't know, hard to say. Anyway, do you mind sharing any other points you personally find interesting? One area I haven't talked about yet is roles. In online play, roles give players special responsibilities and objectives that often lead to unique interactions and relationships between players based on their corresponding roles. That's probably not much info to go on, so allow me to provide a few examples. But please note we are still finalizing some of the naming and details. Well, I mean, like, they have entire year ahead technically, yeah? And then plus the additional development when the game is going to be already deployed. For example, if a player possesses the Destined Rivals role, another player is designated as the rival, and they are tasked with finding and defeating that player. Doing so counts as achieving a personal goal separate from the overall victory conditions. Separated though. So maybe you're just going to get like a better post-game rewards for your further character development. We had this type of event in a game called League of Legends between two characters, yeah? So when in one match you are going to have Rengar and Kha'Zix, those are like two characters that are essentially hunters, and if these two guys are actually in one match against each other, they are going to trigger an in-game event where like throughout the like throughout like a further duration of the game, the character is stronger if they are going to kill one another. So maybe it's going to be something among this line. Maybe it's going to be something like that. Maybe we are going to end up with, let's say, just some sort of character strengthening for the duration of the match, although it could have been like a little bit unfair to the other players in the game, since it's not like you have two teams or anything, so it's not like you can help. Well, you got the point, yeah? Anyway, another example of this another example is Destined Companion, where one player is required to seek out another designated as their companion, which results in a special reward if they form a bond with one another. Very interesting. Roles can be assigned to any character via blood customization, allowing players to enjoy role-playing in a literal sense and hopefully adding to the drama of these engagements. Wow. That's such a Michael thing to say. And by the way, we didn't take the closer look at this beautiful picture of the goat himself. That picture is less memorable in my opinion. And here we have like characters actually cooperating. It would seem like a choreography of cooperation, although we haven't seen this lady, I think, in the trailers. Maybe that's just like maybe that's a Spiritage thingy. Because, look, the theme, you see the theme of the clothes actually matches color-wise. So, honestly, it could have been like just a different spirit. Like, you see? Just because the Destined Companion talk, you don't think it's a Spiritage. Yeah, but on the second side, you know, like, they just probably got themselves, like, you know, Nintendo.com probably got like a bunch of pictures. And they choose from like these pictures. And they were like, okay, here's talk about companions, so this one is going to fit. Yeah? Because this picture doesn't exactly have to be directly referring to the Destined Companions event. Anyway, going further. Kind of like how players can pick their roles in a tabletop RPG. The journalist is asking, and Michael says, exactly, while not entirely intentional, it might reflect my own interest a bit. It might seem a little unorthodox at first, but I hope players will give it a try. And the explanation for that is role-playing games played with things like dice and... Okay, it's... Never mind. I thought like it's going to... Like, it's gonna have a little bit different type of explanation. Oh, anyway, further. That reminds me, I was curious about the winged rat character seen in the trailer. Can you provide some details as to what role this character serves? And yeah, like, the journalist is asking about this character in particular. Yeah, clearly, we got a rat here. And he has the earring, he has some sort of marks. Wait, those are like feathers. Bro has fucking feathers, right? I didn't realize initially, like he even like calls it like winged rat, like completely missed that part. Wow. Okay, anyway, that character shares a similar role with the Firekeepers from Dark Souls series. They remain in the hub area, providing the player with advice and guidance. I suppose you could say we tried doing something a little Nintendo squeeze. How do you call it? Nintendo... How do you... I'm not sure how you pronounce this part. I have seen it like... Okay. I suppose you could say we tried doing something like... I suppose you could say we tried doing something a little Nintendo-esque in the spirit of the partnership. Why? What is Nintendo-esque about rats? Does Nintendo have any like a key character that's like a rat? And especially winged rat. Or just an idea of cute mascot. Oh, actually, what do you mean by that? We tried something cute for a change, haha. Although I will say this character is actually an elderly gentleman. Honestly, I don't know. When I'm looking at the guy, I'm not sure if the first word that I would use here is cute. Chloe wants to see.
Well, in the world of Dark Souls and Miyazaki's twisted mind, it can be cute.
I guess. Okay.
Are you kidding?
All right. Is there anything else you would like to say before we finish? In addition to creating the PvPvE title, we have tried our hand at introducing a lot of new and interesting ideas with the Duskbloods. From superhuman player actions, a free-form combat approach, and the gameplay that's dynamic and dramatic, to the romanticized aesthetic of the Bloodsworn, deep character customization, and fragmentary storytelling, I think there is a lot to appreciate and enjoy in this title, and I sincerely hope players look forward to it. Thank you very much for your time. Well, kind of yap at the end, not gonna lie. Well, that's going to be it. That's the entire thing. We got all these pictures here. Beautiful MIYAZAKI-san. We got like a shot of the map. We got like the guy shooting at the other guy, flying, another individual throwing some sort of gravity magic, and another guy just bang, fucking SpongeBob, I guess. We got the katana guy, of course, also in the funny latex. And then like we got the Lies of P reference kappa. Well, this, and then we got the, how that's called, not the front page, the poster boy flying through the city. And we got Booba Frog, dude, like, and we got the guy abusing the NPC PvE companions in order to beat the boss, like in Elden Ring fashion. So kind of Elden Ring reference. And I think this is another story of that, frankly. Oh, look, it's Godskin Duo, but different. And then we got another beautiful man himself. And then we got cute rat, quote unquote. So that's about it. We got it all. Well, we got to know much more about this game. And I think yet again, first of all, Night Rain. If you're gonna play Night Rain, you are going to have the background for this game when it comes to like particular mechanics, especially like character developing mechanics with things, you know. And as for other parts, Michael didn't say much about PvP. He's not PvP person, like he said in this interview. And it might be a little bit worrying, but who knows, like maybe the game is going to be fun. I certainly cannot wait, and I am going to play shit ton out of this game, that's for sure. Alright. Let me know, guys, what you think so far. We went through entire interview. After reading it, are you guys like somewhat hyped? Like, what are your thoughts overall? Like, I personally... Most expensive Souls game yet? I mean Bloodborne, though, no? How much was PlayStation 4 on the release? Although I don't remember if that was like a release title. No, like it wasn't a release title, no? Yeah, definitely not, because PlayStation 4 was released in 2013 or something like that, yeah? whereas Bloodborne is 2015. So it wasn't the starting title. So kind of different story. So yeah, I guess it is the most expensive Souls game yet. Is Impaling Thrust and Piercing Fang pariable? Yes. I will play this game through your videos, lol. I mean, conceptually, you guys saying that it's more interesting than Night Rain to you. And yeah, same story. I mean, let's be honest, we are the target audience. Game is targeted at us. It's so funny though. Because, oh sorry, from now on,
You are Switch players.
from now on, when we are going to invade people in Elden Ring, after the release of this game, Scrap's gonna be sending us hate mails to fucking get the fuck out to the Duskbloods, which is going to be pretty funny. You have your fucking PvP game, you bitch. Get the fuck out. Stop invading me.
That's a strong.
Close saying that's a strawman, but I can make a bet that's going to be the case.
Okay. I take the bet.
Okay,
I'm taking it.
okay.
What will betting over?
Homemade pizza.
No pizza.
Mhm.
If I win, you deep clean the whole apartment. The whole apartment, and I mean everything.
Mhm.
But if you win, then... Oh, two things. No. Okay, I changed my mind. You deep clean the whole apartment. You go to the doctor.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you stop doing noises when you eat. And you stop eating fast food. Claw has to place bets for Steel to do what I do every Sunday. See, Steelovsky, see how normal people live? Normal people deep clean every week.
Well, if you put so many requests... well, my requests
Yeah?
cannot be spoken on the live stream.
What do you want?
We're gonna talk about it off stream.
No, tell me now.
No.
We are making a public bet, so you better publicly tell what you want.
I cannot do that.
No. Then there is no bet.
No, we're gonna make a bet just off stream.
Then think of something that you can share.
I mean, you can record. I'm not going to be choosing stuff that I don't want just because I can't speak of them like on the
You
live
can
stream.
speak. Just tell them. Tell it. Say it now.
Nope.
Then there is no bet.
Okay, then we're gonna place the bet off stream.
No, I either public or not at all.
Darling, you're gonna lose! Anyway, Damas, we had it already. We have people telling us to get the fuck out to like real fighting game. For like fucking 10 years.
You're spitting at me.
Good! I'm
Ew.
spitting facts. You are literally going to lose this bet. No matter what I'm going to choose and no matter what you are going to actually say right now. I know I'm winning. It's the easiest bet I could ever make. Like, and on top of that, you didn't even like put the time constraint. So technically, I could like fucking say that like, oh, I'm still waiting for that message 50 years from now on.
You'll be farming hate mail. Okay, fuck you, whatever. Steel's bet is he won't deep clean or change diet. I really need him to change his diet. I don't remember when was the last time he didn't eat fast food.
Literally yesterday.
Yeah, what did you eat yesterday?
I made myself sandwiches.
Yeah, sandwiches with melted cheese.
No.
And I made you toasts. Those were not healthy toasts. Also,
Darling, you didn't make me shit.
So that was the day before?
That was few days before.
No.
I literally made myself the sandwich with
Cheese.
with ham, with mimolet,
Cheese.
with the pasta, the Indian pasta of yours, toasted up without butter, and that was just like.
And you
sandwich.
ate the whole box of cookies.
Yes, but it's sugar-free cookies.
Still, they have calories and a lot of them.
Well, I need calories to function. I barely ate anything yesterday.
You are overweight.
Yeah, there is more of me to love.
No, I don't care. We go to the dietitian, we do your scan, and if your percentage of fat is above the healthy amount, you got on a diet, and I don't care. You have to have the fat percentage in the healthy range for an adult man. No BMI. BMI is Steelovsky is very meaty. Like, he has very heavy muscles. He has a lot of muscles under this fat of his. 5% fat? This is unhealthy in the other direction. This is too little fat.
Would you say your BMI is over 25%? Right now, probably, yes. Like, I actually gained a lot of weight recently. But I'm gonna be dropping that.
18% for a man is ideal, you say? Okay. We'll go into do the scan at dietitians. And I cannot stand the idea of losing you too early because you fucking eat fast food and fat food.
But it's so tasty.
You know what else is tasty? My fucking pussy. So if you wanna eat it for the next 30 or 40
Darling,
years... What?
Get out.
Okay.
Leave. Go play Kazan. This is... No. You... Out. Out. Wynocha. Idź sobie. Ja pierdolę. That couldn't be more typical, isn't it, guys? Alright. We are gamers. So here is the thing. I'm gonna have to jump to the shop. And it would be a good idea to release this in form of a video, yeah? As soon as possible. So... Need at least mid-roll to dodge reversal blood. That's a very good point. No, it's... I don't have like a, a Claw is like after her Kazan session. He has inner upsetness because she's like yapping a lot, but I don't have like health related issues at the given moment.
Because you're young.
Darling, please stop. Before you're gonna drop another pussy dog.
I'm not.
I am so fucking done with having this channel at risk because of these fucking stupid ass random quotes of yours. Alright, anyway,
Are you playing Elden Ringium now? Or Dark Souls?
no, darling, I am going to finish the live stream, gonna edit shit,
Oh.
then I'm going to shop, then I'm gonna come back from shop.
Ah, to Apothecary.
Yeah, I have to go to the apothecary for the cat's stuff, and and after that I'm gonna stream again, guys. That's a plan. So there is gonna be second stream today, unless something going to happen. I don't know, like I'm gonna be very tired or whatever.
Look at pretty MIYAZAKI.
Yeah, like Giga. I think I'm gonna use this picture on the thumbnail, just gonna put somewhere on the side, like some sort of the subtitles.
Or
you're gonna
in the
see.
background, we can put the characters from Duskbloods.
It's actually going to be very easy to cut him off
Yeah,
here.
because the background.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, guys, Donger. Let's go to Kata. Drop him a pretty Donger on the chat. The happy one, for example. Meanwhile, I thank you for watching and keep an eye on the YouTube channel because I am going to post this entire session of today in form of a video, well, very, very, very soon. So much love to you all. I see you later. People from YouTube, I send you into the void. And people from Twitch, I send you to Kata. Have a good one, gamers. Bye and yeet.